This is the last concept that I need to teach you. I'm going to show you the kind of the math behind it, the easy stuff. When we come back from break, we'll do the whole proof for this formula, and then we'll test. So that way you get all the math, which is the important part, and then you can study during the break, and then we test when we come back. And then like the proof. Probably the end of the week. Yeah, Thursday, Friday. So that way we can, because Monday I can't do the proof on Monday. It's a 2-page proof. So, okay? Now, we're going to start graphing this thing called ellipses. If I could spell. Ellipses. So we're doing ellipses. Shake, 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 shake your butt. Okay, ellipses. But in order to segue into ellipses, everyone knows what an ellipse is, correct?
No.
It's what we used to call in kindergarten an oval.
Oh.
The proper term is ellipses.
I wrote oval.
They're ellipses, okay? So if you do know what an oval is, ellipse, then you know it kind of has some circular properties, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Except it got stretched out of shape, isn't it? So I want to kind of do this real quick. If you will recall, a formula for a circle is x squared plus y squared equals the radius squared. And what we were able to do with that, is say, hey, you know what? X and y are not translated. That means that the center is at 0, 0. And then if I take the square root of r, I know that I would have to go out r distance, go up r distance, go back r distance, and go down negative r is distance. Sorry, negative, negative. And then I could say, oh, there's the general shape of my circle. Right? Yeah? You're with me? Okay. However, this is more of the shape of an ellipse. It's not exactly circular. It's not a perfect circle. So the radius is kind of funky. Okay? So, I do want to say this though. Here's kind of, let me connect the two. It is kind of circular, isn't it? So x squared plus y squared equals r squared type of idea. But r is not the same for either one of those. So, in the simplest way that I can kind of prove this to you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just divide everything by r squared. So r squared, r squared, r squared. That's totally legit, isn't it? Mathematically? Okay, so this r squared over r squared becomes 1, doesn't it? Right? Because anything over itself is 1. Now, didn't we just conclude that the distance that I have to move up and down is not the same distance as I move left to right? So I can't call both of those r because they're not the same. Everyone agree with that? So what we'll do is we'll just change the name of those variables to a squared and b squared. Have I convinced you?
No. Nope.
What?
It's getting there.
You took the x squared plus y squared with r squared and divided.
So here's what I'm saying. So let's do this again, because that's my version of the easiest way to prove this formula. Okay? X squared plus y squared equals r squared for a circle. And r is simply the distance I go left to right, up and down, isn't it? Okay? So what I'm going to do with this formula is I'm going to mathematically divide everything by r squared. And I can do that because whatever I do to one thing, I got to do to everything else, correct? So what is r squared over r squared? It's 1. So this becomes 1. However, we've just agreed that for an ellipse, the distance that I move up and down, this should be the same, right? But that's different from this distance going left and right, isn't it? So I can't call them r. So I'm going to change the name of those to a and b. A representing the distance I move left to right, and b representing the distance that I move up and down. Make sense? That's the formula right there. Man, I pat myself on the back. No mathematical awe. We could do the two-page proof and show you that way.
No. This way first.
I agree. I agree.
A is up and down, right? A represents
What's A over?
well, no, I'm asking for what it represents up and down.
What is A under? It's under X. And X goes left to right.
Oh, I just messed it up.
Look at that. I just made a two-page proof in a quarter of a page, maybe? That's how I roll.
Not even my two ones. Just that.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Shelly! Okay, so. Wait, that was my news alert. That means there's some news
Did
going
you see
on.
that big fire
What? Oh
yesterday?
my god, was my house down on fire?
Yeah, it started in the backyard.
Oh yeah, it was.
But like,
What did they do?
probably
that was going on for like 2 hours and
Yeah.
no firefighter.
Yeah, it was during practice. It was over there during practice, and I was like, that looks cool.
So, let's move on. What was your question? No. I saw my video game. Anybody else play Arkham City? Oh my god. I'm addicted to those riddles. But that's just the math guy in me. Yeah, I've already beat the game, but you can still keep playing to do the riddles and the other side missions. And it's just like, I've got to get the riddles. I've got to get the riddles. Like, I didn't even care I already destroyed the Joker. I want the riddles. Riddler, riddle me this. Okay, cool. So. So here is an ellipse. This ellipse is centered at 0, 0, the origin. And how do I know?
Because there's no change in X and Y.
X and Y is not translated. There's no change to them. So that means that my oval is centered there. And I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's the square root of 169? 13?
Around there.
13? 13. Negative 13. So my oval, sorry, my ellipse looks, oh, that's horrible. That's Nash.
Tom Brady football.
That was great.
Oh, there's your oval.
Hey, you cheating.
The oval's perfect. My grid is horrible.
I guess you just can't have both, huh?
Oh, let me try something. Let me try my magic pen. Let me try my magic pen.
Not drawing scales.
Boom!
Oh,
This looks exactly the same but different.
yeah.
What's up?
So you're just basically finding the square root at this point. Is there more?
Because no, that's it. Because remember how to find the radius we have to take the square root of r squared? Well, if we want to find the distance of a, then we take the square root of that a squared number, which is at the bottom. Good morning to you. Our day is beginning. There's so much to do.
I want to sleep again.
You don't remember that song? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I know.
They're like,
That's Greg and Steve, man. Preschool.
Bertie.
I know this was in California.
Questions, yeah.
We're not seeing
So let me ask you this then. Sha. I want to move. I want to move that oval so that its center is here at 4, comma 7. What would the equation look like? Write that down. Write that down. If I wanted to center my oval, that oval there, at 4, comma 7, what would the formula look like? Slow down, Elvis. Don't write so fast.
That same oval right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Not this one, the first one I drew.
Don't do that.
I know. Not cool. And churrito. Okay.
That's not an answer. Square. Oh, you could have just copied it. Why was I going back to my house? It's like you have that too. There's another color. Yeah, it's on.
I just pointed. I didn't say anything.
But I was trying to keep listening.
Oh no.
I can't believe that was.
Kind of hard not to.
That's really bad.
Whenever anyone puts their hands into it, pull my hair.
It's also the first answer.
You're a badass.
I'm ready to go to this head. Come on. Ready to go.
Okay. I know. It's not selfie time.
It wasn't a selfie.
You want to do it? Come on up, Benoit.
Go.
Come on up, Benoit.
Can't even write.
Because she can't even write.
You got a bionic finger. You should be better be writing twice as bad.
Just go.
I mean, twice as great. I mean, bad in the good way. All right, we'll let you off the hook. It should read x minus 4 quantity squared over 49 plus y minus 7 quantity squared over 169 is equal to 1.
Yeah. Oh my god, what?
Do you remember what we did with the circles? They were the opposites of, weren't they? Because this tells you, this is kind of telling you how to get back to 0. What are you doing, Bunny Foo Foo?
No, I was.
Thought that was me.
You're what? PowerPoint? You're working on a PowerPoint in my math class?
Yep.
remember when we created the formula? What did I do with that? That was r squared, right? That was r squared right here before? And we transposed them to be over here. So we're left with 1. And it has to equal 1 all the time. It's tougher if it's not. It's still equal to 1. Rocky, I think Rogala said he's not interested. So stop with your try to play your game on him. No means no, not interested. Okay, what were you saying? No, you're talking about if we were going to fix this. But all we did was translate it, didn't we? Okay. Now I'll show you what you're talking about in a minute. It's when we're trying to create that equation. Right now we have the equation, and all we're doing is manipulating where it's at, which is really nice because we can just simply take that position and edit x, and it moves all the x's. If we edit y, it moves all the y's. Okay. Do I need to do something else like this one again?
Yes.
Another one like this one?
Yeah,
But
when you do the equation thingy, like, how would you, do
okay. Where's this center?
Set origin 0, 0.
Origin 0, 0.
Koala.
Koala. Koala Walla Bing Bang.
Because the square root of 36 is 6 and the square root of 16 is 4.
Wait, we only have one more unit left. Serious?
Yeah, we burned through this, the second one really fast. So we can take our time on this one. And of course you can see we need all the extra time for this one. Yeah,
What
man.
if it turns out to be a circle?
Then it's a circle.
No, I know.
No, if it turned out to be a circle, it's because it was a circle. Right? It's like if you got a banana, you can't say, hey, this is supposed to be chocolate. That doesn't work.
Oh my god.
Okay? Alright, let me give you a different version of this. Let's do one that's translated. Please ignore that line. There was a glitch. It was centered, we just went out 6 and up 4.
I messed up.
Up and down 4. G-Dub. No, I said, are you getting it? Are you giving me a thumbs up?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Then it would be a circle. Theoretically, yeah. That's where we made it from.
So in the 2-page proof, are we going to talk about why we divided?
Well, my short answer to you is that, because R tells you how many units to go up, down, left, and right. But because in the oval, you don't go the same amount up and down as you do left to right, then we divide it by that and then change the value of R.
I really don't know what you just said.
some more of this brown.
Whatever you say.
And some of this yellow in my blue liquid. In Spanish, it's yellow. It's yellow. What's ice in Spanish? Yellow. What? Say it in English. It's yellow. It's yellow in my blue liquid. Did you just throw a marker at me? Ask away, Sam.
Who wrote your gay on your
I was very gay at that moment. Have you never been gay?
What? Happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do we do this?
Alright, here we go. Where is this circle centered at? That is correct. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How far do I go up from there?
No, you go 11.
11. Square root of 121 is 11. So 11. 11.
That's 5.
Well, not negative, but yeah, thank you. 5. And then how far left and right do I go?
8.
So 8. And then I just ellipsoid that bad boy. Oh, that's horrible. But you get the point. What's that?
How come you put since at 0, 6 when the y is in negative?
What makes it 0, sweetie?
No, that's
What makes it 0?
I thought.
What makes it 0?
No, I'm confused because you.
What does y have to be to make this quantity 0? 6.
But that x squared.
Was x translated?
Would that be the 0?
No. Did we? X moves left to right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Did I move this image left? No. Only in the y direction. Right? Isn't that supposed to mean something?
Wait, that's like FU
Is it?
friends language.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, like Ross.
I don't remember. Nice Vans! Got the white Vans on! Woo! Back at it.
Stop, Mr.
Check one in.
You went to Mexico? Bye, Jacqueline.
Mr. McCann.
Jacqueline, what did you do?
I just said you bring
Jacqueline
your
is
stuff.
like the nicest
Bring my stuff?
Yeah.
in the school.
No, you're lying. Yeah, he's lying.
No, I'm not. Take your
He's
stuff.
not lying. Take your stuff. You're lying.
Why would you lie about
And
it?
put on your skirt, Jacqueline.
Yeah, put on your skirt and pull up your
Butt. I like the butt. Oh, what?
Got me
Why
on
are you gonna be
stairs.
so mean?
I wasn't lying. I was segment.
Okay. Get out.
Oh, is it just
I said I wasn't lying. I was segment.
Oh, it's just not funny. I wouldn't be surprised. I wish that was.
Okay. Jacqueline, you're gonna have to watch the video for the rest of this.
Wait, can we do another one like that?
Like that one? Or the hard one?
No, she's leaving. She's leaving.
Oh, okay.
Like after lunch.
The translation.
You wanna do this one then?
Yeah.
Let me.
Are they all shooting equal?
No.
We're
Here, check this out.
We're starting out right now, so it's gonna be equal to 1. I don't know.
Oh, it's always equal to 1. Yeah, no. Yes.
Okay.
Do they always give us like a square root?
No, they will not. You're just learning it, so. Go ahead. What are you guys fighting about?
Jackie's life going downhill. No, my life.
Hey, that's good if it's going downhill, because if you're going downhill, then you're gonna gain momentum to come back up.
No, she's coming back up now. She went downhill 7th grade.
She told me something I didn't know about her, and I just was surprised.
Yeah, 7th grade was a bad time for her.
Okay, let's just put her business out there.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting there like, yeah.
Live on YouTube during the math class.
And then she just learned about it, and I'm like,
Okay, I don't know about it.
let's move on.
Let's shout. Okay, where's this bad boy centered? Oh, didn't we just do that already?
No, 8.
Alright, just moved up 8 units. So, up 8 units. How many in this direction?
What? 3. 8.
What?
Yeah, the square root of 64 is 8.
Oh, 64.
And then how far up and down? 3, the square root of that.
Oh, God, I'm done myself.
So, well, and we're done.
So that's it?
That's it.
So you just get.
No mystery involved.
So you just take that 8 and you go up that 8, and then you do the square root of 64.
Right, because A and B are the distance, not A squared and B squared. Just like R squared wasn't the distance of the radius, right?
Why?
Does it feel nice when stuff makes sense?
Yeah. How much?
I wasn't here
And all we had to do was pay attention.
I wasn't here for like 2 of the problems.
Awesome, good, I'm glad it is. Yeah? None. Oh, from this point? Yeah, down is 3. The square root of 9. Right? Well, I had to go this way. Oh, you're right. It's not to scale. This is 3, this is 8, see? It's way off scale. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Take a little quick one.
Yeah, it should be more like this.
Yeah, you do that every single time. Like, one of them was really
I'm gonna wear a shirt.
One of them was really vertical, and the other one was
My bad.
Is that
You're gonna wear a
Not
shirt.
drawn to scale, right?
yeah, that's why it's fake.
Not drawn to scale. You know why you're going to Mexico, right? They're going to leave you there. JK!
Oh, yeah, you like do? Oh, no, they lost me in Mexico.
When I was working at Mickey D's, there was this family that was going to Disneyland. There was like 3 or 4 families together, and they were just kind of going, and they left the little girl there. It actually made the news. And they left her at McDonald's, and they were like up in California already by the time they realized that.
That she was gone.
Well, because they were in different places, so they would jump in different cars,
It's like
and everybody would assume that they were in the other car. But yes, and then eventually they came back, they're like, "Where's the little girl?" She's at the telephone station.
She's at the post station.
Well, we held her for like hours,
Imagine the people
giving
at
her happy meals and toys and stuff. She was like full of McDonald's and
I'm sure
toys,
she was happy.
and then we had a play place, so.
If my dog ran away in Mexico, I was like 2 or 3, and my dog started running away, but like I didn't know that he would come back, so I like ran with him, and then like another family found me like calling the dog, so then they picked up me and the dog and like started walking around.
Okay, hold on. They call the dog and you answer?
No, the dog ran away and like was walking away, right? So I started following the dog.
Oh, okay.
And then, like another family.
So when they called the dog and you showed up.
Yeah, no, like another family found the dog and me because I was when she was chasing.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so the
So
dog.
like a 2 for 1.
Yeah. So the dog, they had me and the next dog. The dog had a collar, but I didn't know.
But you didn't have a collar.
So they called the number of the dog.
No.
And then they were.
And there's a girl too. Do you want her?
And then my dad was in charge of me, and my dad left me out with them too. Yeah, he left me in the elevator at his work.
At least we had 3 rides all day.
Yes, and so they're like, she like starts looking at, she's like, Joe, where's Jonathan? And she's like on the beach with the dog. And we go there, and the dog and me are there.
that 7th grade?
No. In 7th grade. I
No!
got lost at
We're not going to go there.
We got lost at Walmart. How did you get lost? You were like, I was 13, so I didn't get lost. But I didn't hear
Okay.
them calling my name over the
We're done with the sketching the graphs. Let's do something a little bit
Oh no.
harder.
No, let's not.
So we got ready for the homework.
I like the stuff we did before, not the hard stuff. Oh, this is sad. You're mad at me now. Yeah, you're doing.
What do you think this thing is like?
No, you're not.
Arms extendo. So this is the formula of a ellipse in standard form. Ellipse.
What do we do?
We graph it.
You got it.
So we don't really like the way this one looks.
I don't like the way it looks.
I like the way the other ones look.
Same.
So let's make it look like that.
Okay.
You ready? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put all of the variables on the left side and the constants on the right side. Kind of like with the circles, remember? So let's do that real quick. So that's going to become a 2x squared plus 8x plus y squared
Since you're putting it in front, do you have
Oh,
to change
thanks.
the
plus 8x. Thank you. So this one comes from here. This is coming from here. This one's from here, right?
Yep.
And then this is still going to be minus 16y because it didn't change, equals negative 52. Now, notice, I can't divide everything by 2 here, can I? Because the y squared doesn't have a 2 in front of it. But why male models? Because this is not circular in nature. This should be the first hint that this is going to be ellipsoid. Or sorry, elliptic. An ellipse. Okay? So that's the first hint that this is ellipse. So you really have to be careful with this one right here. Let me tell you why. I need to complete the square, don't I? But there's a 2 in front of it. I can't have a 2. I'm going to have to factor that out. So 2 times x squared plus how much? 4x plus something.
What would it be 4x?
Well, I just factored out a 2 from the x's. So I'm kind of breaking it up this way. So these 2 is now this, right? 2 times x squared is still 2x squared. 2 times 4x is still 8x. Everyone agree with that? Cool beans. Let's go with the this part now. Now this part, remember how when we complete the square, there's always that little something, something?
For that, it's just a spot.
It's just a place marker. There's nothing there right now. Okay.
So you just kind of took the y out for this part?
Yeah, I'm going to leave it alone for now. I can do that. I'm going to do that next, okay? I just want to focus on these x's right now, okay? So let's complete the square with this part. I still have the 2. So this is going to become something squared, isn't it? So that would be x, and what's going to go in here?
Plus 2.
Yeah, plus 2. So 2 squared produces a new number of 4, half of 4x. That's the way we've been completing the square always. Well, yeah, and then when I square the 2, I get 4, don't I? That's the new number that shows up. So how do I balance the right side? What do I need to do? I have to add 8.
Why 8? Because 4 times 2.
Exactly. Remember, we factored out the 2, didn't we? Uh-huh. So 2 times this gives me that. 2 times this gives me that. 2 times 4 is really 8. We really added 8. And that's why I said you got to be careful. Huh? We haven't done the y yet. I just want to make sure I did this first, okay? Are we good? All right, let's do the y now.
So the 2 you just got it by simplifying the 4? The 4 before that.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it came from half of that. Half of that.
Wait, which one are you multiplying by 2? Which one? Like, of the
Okay.
which one are you multiplying?
This number is half of that. This number is 2 squared. 8 is 2 times the 4.
Well, I was just wondering, there's you multiply that whole little thing, not just that, not just the 4.
Yeah, it really is the whole thing. Because 2 times x squared gives me 2x squared. 2 times 4x gives me 8x. 2 times 4 gives me 8. So it's really 8 that we added, see? So I balance it out over here. Do you see that, Yo? No? You don't see it? Yeah. The 8. Where it came from. Okay, my bad. My bad. My bad. I don't remember where it came from. Alright, I'm going to continue. Okay, so let's do the y. The y doesn't have a number in front of it, so I don't have to worry about that factoring thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and complete the square. So y, half of 16 is a negative 8. Correct? That creates an extra 64. So I'm going to add 64 on this side. So 64 plus 8 makes... And 72 minus 52 is 20. Okay, so I've got plus y minus 8 squared equals 20. And what does that 20 have to equal? It has to equal 1. So we're going to have to divide everything by 20
Oh, to make it look like the other.
to make it look like all the others. So everything gets divided by 20. Oh, well, that's nice. That simplifies, doesn't it?
So where did the 52?
So x plus 2. The 52 was already there. It was from the original problem, see?
Okay. What did you do to get rid of this?
I combined it with the other numbers, the new numbers. Remember the 64 extra that came up and the 8? Yeah, divided by 10. Plus y minus 8 squared over 20 equals 1. And there's a perfect example of how they won't always be perfect. So for this one, my center is going to be at negative 2 comma 8. And I'm going to move left and right the square root of 10, which is 3 something. Up and down, I'm going to move up 4 something, up and down from that point.
Wait, why is that one?
Grits are bomb.
I'm feeding them.
But you know what? More than grits, I started to love the club crackers more. The green box club crackers are so buttery.
They're so good. I love both.
I thought grits were like the best snacking chip until I had the club, and it's like,
They're both good. They're really good. They're both good.
yeah, but they're thinner and so they're crispy.
But I like when these like
What?
This one.
No, we didn't divide it. We simplified it.
Yep, left the other one the same. Because you couldn't. Oh, that's why?
Yeah. And what's this simplified to? It's still just 20.
Oh.
I just simplified.
Makes sense.
Simplify. Yeah, that's it. Awesome.
Like, he taught him no one to know what the clock. And he
Okay, one more for you.
Taking the rest.
Is she okay with that?
Too bad.
I like how you have right there. No.
Okay, go.
Literally just on. Oh.
It's turning.
That's beautiful.
Is it better if the normal whole number is the negative?
That's okay.
Or do you want it to stay positive?
Well, it's gonna stay positive. It's on the right side. Are you doing your cheers?
Sorry, you were saying band chant, so.
A bad chat?
Yeah.
That's not.
Are you done with this, Fufu?
He's playing the actual song.
I like the old album better. The one before the elephant, white elephant. Dead Leaves in a Dirty Ground.
It had. Wait, what?
Dead Leaves in a Dirty Ground.
I'm gonna deal with that one again.
That was before with white elephant. Before the elephant CD. Do you just know the songs? Do you even buy the album? Do you even album now? Look for Dead Leaves in a Dirty Ground. That's a great song.
It's so good. I thought it was
What did you say?
Dead Leaves in a Dirty Ground. I know.
Are you crazy? Okay, let's try this.
Of course he's going for it right now. See, this is what kills me. When it's most appropriate to have headphones on, you don't.
Oh yeah, when people play their music. Play all the way loud.
Should I?
Like when kids are watching on
This is a 2-minute song. This is a short song.
It's not about quantity, it's about quality.
True.
This is like what Elijah listens to. I don't like Elijah. That's music good. Elijah? No, he
You
had
have to compete as far as possible.
the blues.
I'm
serious.
No, I know when he listens to rap. Like, I see his stuff.
Yeah, this one.
Shaking my head. You need to stop putting your business out there, bro.
I'll expose you.
Especially when we're live on YouTube.
Who's watching?
Hey, Sam just like your thing. Sam just like your video.
This is math, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They're called fractals.
It's pretty.
Thank you. Fractals are very. Math is beautiful.
That's a tree.
That's a fractal.
What's a fraction?
That's a tree.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you haven't even done the fun math.
I haven't done any math.
Fractals are beautiful.
What's a freckle?
See, I'm not the only one.
Let me show you some beautiful fractals.
You just want a freckle. Is it?
A freckle? Beautiful.
Whoa.
Yeah, that doesn't look like what you were drawing.
That looks like boogers.
Whoa.
These look like boogers. This is beautiful. Look at that.
When I saw the red one,
It looks like snakes.
Classic.
the green one.
That one's pretty.
These are all fractals.
That one's really pretty.
A fractal is a pattern that it's pretty much reproduced itself, smaller, 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 smaller. But the idea of a fractal is that you can look at a small piece of it, but you don't know if you're zoomed in or you're zoomed out
Make this hard.
because of the way it reproduces itself.
I see.
Oh, that's cool.
Here, let me see if I can.
Oh, we're still recording.
I think so.
That's
cool.
out of the street. Ever since all this, all the pictures.
All those little ones have other ones in them.
Yeah, that's cool.
It just see how it keeps reproducing itself forever. So you can go in higher. I can't go any further, but the more you zoom in, the more it still looks like the original image.
That's cool.
That's beyond cool.
Awesome.
Yes, that's math is beautiful.
Why is there a big red spot then?
Hunt it. There's some really, really nice ones.
Ah.
Bang! Look
I
at
like
that.
that one. That one looks like a cat.
That one looks like stained glass.
Yeah, it does look like his last shit.
Probably is.
The second one looks like DNA.
Okay, I finished it.
Yeah.
Is it that late?
Ooh, I like that.
I think.
What's up?
I did it.
Awesome, possum. Okay, here we go.
Oh, now we're doing
169. X squared minus 338x space plus 4y squared plus 32y space,
Wait, wasn't equal?
and then we have it's gonna equal 443.
What was that space for right there?
What? Like, whenever you want to do it, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it would be till later. Am I gonna what?
What are the spaces for now? Like,
It was for the.
They throw people off.
Okay, my bad.
I'm sorry.
Can I factor out 169 here from both of these?
No.
Isn't two of these
13. Yeah, it's.
2, right?
Yeah.
No, I know. So need 2x plus x squared. Oh my god. Oh my god. I tried. Oh my god.
What is that? 8?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna complete the square. So I've got 169 times x minus 1.
Square.
That creates 1 squared, which is a plus 1.
Square.
So I'm actually adding another 169, aren't I?
Did you divide everything or something?
No.
Right there.
You did.
No, I'm like, I'm so confused.
Where are we confused? What?
I tried following the rules that you had on the first one, and it's like, I don't.
Let me write smaller so you can see it because it's missing some stuff here, okay? So let me do that again. Smaller. So 169 x squared minus 338x plus 4y squared plus 32y equals 443, correct? All right. Tell me what you want to do at this point.
I want to start factoring stuff, so I did like.
So you started factoring?
Yeah, I did the Y's first.
Okay, fine. Let's do the y's first. What can we factor out of the y's?
The Y.
A 4, right? That gives me y squared plus 8y space equals 443, correct? Okay, so 4y plus 4 squared. 4 squared produces 16, doesn't it? So I have to add on this side, not 16, but 4 times 16.
You know what I did wrong?
Yeah,
I
you did.
made the 32 a 23. I messed my life up.
Okay.
I switched up.
So what's 4 times 16? 64?
4.
Okay, so I'm going to have to add 64 on this side. Now we can do the x's. I can factor out 169 from both of those. That would leave me with minus 2x space. Okay? So I got 169 x, this, what? Okay. Minus 1 squared. That creates a extra 1, which is really extra 169. So plus 169. So these two should equal, oh wow, 500 something?
Maybe more than that. What?
It's like 600.
Man,
Big number.
Hold on. 676.
676? Is it, double check?
676.
676? Okay, cool. So let's divide everything by 676. And let's clean this up. How many times does 169 go into 676? I want to say 4. Sweet. So x minus 1 squared over 4 plus, how many times does 4 go into 676? 169?
How did we not know that? If 169 goes in 4 times,
Touche. Equals 1. So now I know that this ellipse is centered at 1 comma negative 4. Its horizontal stretch is 2, and its vertical stretch is 13.
wait, how do you?
Keep going.
Math!
I didn't say that.
Go ahead.
Okay, got it.
I am so confused.
Okay. Are you okay with the center? Alexis? Okay. So, which one is horizontal? This way. X, right? So what's the square root of that one? 2.
Oh, so you just square.
Because remember, the formula says x squared over a squared, right? But a is the distance. So I have to take the square root of that.
So that 13 is the square root of 169.
Correct. And that's my up and down stretch. 13 up, 13 down. It really wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines.
It's a lot of numbers. It's not really a lot of
It's a lot of more factoring and doing a lot of steps.
But it's beautiful. Because were you expecting that to be nice whole numbers at the end? And they were. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Not amazing.